Hi everybody, welcome back to Make It with Mod Podge. My name is Cathie. Today I am sharing with you one of my favorite techniques. It's Mod Podge Photo Transfer. Look how cute this turns out. I am transferring my photos, my Grinch family pictures onto a canvas bag. You can do this on totes. You can even do this on art canvases, t-shirts, whatever you want. You can transfer onto fabric, and this is going to be hand washable. So you're going to start by making a toner copy or a laser copy. Inkjet does not work well with this. And one thing that people ask me a lot is, what kind of paper are you using? This is just the plain old paper that comes directly from the office supply machine, right? So I'm just using the color copier at the office supply. You could do like the postal type supply place. And you don't want to use heavy duty photo paper, light paper, right? And you're gonna go ahead and color copy your images that you want to photo transfer. And then I'm going to show you how you transfer it onto fabric. I'm using Mod Podge Photo Transfer medium for this, and it's really easy to do. So let's just dive right into all of the steps.
This project is really only a few simple steps. I'm using a canvas bag, toner laser copies, not inkjet. I get mine done at Staples. This is Mod Podge Photo Transfer, not regular Mod Podge. If you have words, you're gonna print in reverse or do a mirror image like you see here. I do that on the copy machine at Staples. I'm trimming around my image. Here, I'm leaving a white border because I want to match the inside borders. Remember that that white border will transfer. So if you don't want the white border, cut directly at the picture line. I'm using wax paper as a base because that's the easiest way to lift up my design. I'm putting the Mod Podge Photo Transfer on the printed portion of the picture. You want a very thick coat. You do not want to see any of the image peeking through. My first go, I add sort of a sloppy, like you see here, and then I go in and really smooth out those brushes. Okay, now for the wax paper, you can see how easy it is to lift up here. You only want to barely grab those corners. You don't want to take away any of the photo transfer. Place it down onto your surface. This is canvas, and then you're gonna smooth with your fingers and make sure that those edges are really down. Make sure your center is down and smooth from the center out. Very important, wait 24 hours. Dry flat for 24 hours, then grab some new sponges or sponges that you just use for photo transfer. I'm going to dampen it. This is not going to be super saturated, just dampen with water. Then I'm going to lightly tap onto my image, and I'm just trying to dampen that paper. For this part of the project, we're going to be removing that paper, and we're going to do that in 3 or 4 steps. It's very important that you have a light hand here. So you can see I'm just sort of pressing the sponges onto it. I'm starting to see that the paper is getting saturated, and you can see a little bit of that design popping through. Once you're at this stage, it's time to start pressing and rubbing gently. You don't want to rub away the design. You're just rubbing away the paper. You can see those little paper. Well, I will tell you, this is going to make a little bit of a mess on your counter. So rub gently in circles, and you will start to remove that first layer of paper. This step you're going to do 3 or 4 times. So go ahead and rub. And you can even roll some of that away. You're starting to see the design, but the pulp of the paper is still there. That's why I'm saying you're gonna do this 3 or 4 times. Some people get very frustrated at this point because they want to rub it all away. Don't do that. Make sure you let it dry and then continue doing this until all the paper's gone. So here it looks very clean, but when I set this aside and I let this dry, it will look like it has paper on it again. And then we'll repeat that process. So let's look 20 minutes later. You can see that that paper has dried, and you can see that that paper needs to be removed again. So same thing, I have a damp sponge, tapping it on, and then I'm gonna do that circular motion very gently to remove the paper. For most projects, you can remove the paper in about 3 or 4 times of doing this. You want to make sure you have a light hand. If you rub too hard, you run the risk of rubbing off some of your image. We're looking pretty good, but again, I'm going to set this aside and let it dry for 20 minutes, and let's take a look at it. After 20 minutes, you can see that there's still a little bit of paper showing through. So I'm going to dampen it again and go ahead and rub in the circular motion just to get the last remaining bits off. Now this is hand washable, but I usually do this on projects that I'm not actually going to be machine washing. Look how cool this turns out.
All right, what do you guys think? It's pretty easy to do. Now my best tip, and I know I went over this in the video, is that you do have to let your paper image dry several times and then go back in with the sponge until all of that paper is gone. Sometimes it takes 3 times, sometimes it takes 5 times. Just make sure you use a light hand and your projects are gonna turn out so cute. These are one of my favorite things to do for the holidays, especially using these customized family photos. I'll be back here next week with another fun project to share with you, and until then, have a super crafty week. Bye!